What up guys, welcome to part 4 of the Blaster build. This is the final part. The engine's already done, just sitting there on the bench. All I gotta do is put it in the Blaster and then just reconnect everything and we'll try to start it up. So yeah, let's get started. So far, I just put a jack under the swing arm. That way I can pull this bolt out. This is the motor mount bolt. And then when I pull it out, the control arm, the swing arm should stay where it is because I have the jack holding it up. Yeah, so if I pull that out, then the swing arm will stay there. And then hopefully I can just put the motor right here and just kind of shove it back here and then push this bolt through it real quick. And then that motor mount will be on, and then I'll put this bolt through, and then this one last. I'll do this little small one last. Yeah, so let me just try to get the engine in, and then we can start reassembling everything. There's the throttle screw, spark plug, wire, and just various connections. I think everything is ready to go. There's some wires back here that I can connect to whatever. I got all this already mounted back up. Everything's just ready to go, ready to be connected. I got the motor in there. I did take off the gas tank just so I can kind of see better, what I'm doing, because before I couldn't see anything when I was standing above it. So that helped. And then, yeah, I got all 3 motor mount bolts on. Got the one there, and then that one right down there. So that's pretty much all the bolts. Let's see, what am I going to do next? Try to get the wires connected, I guess. The wires coming out of the motor. And then we'll see from there. So I figured now I'll just go ahead and put the carburetor on. But I haven't actually looked inside this carburetor. This is just how I got it. So I'm going to at least take the bowl off and see if there's anything cruddy in there. Well, it's not bad. It's pretty clean. And then the bowl's pretty clean too. I can clean it a little, but it's really not that bad. Alright, so I got done cleaning the carburetor and I put it on. Screwed the cap back on. Let's see, pointed the drain tube down, got the clutch wire connected. I also put the headlight housing on, bolted it on, and then connected all the wires. And then I connected the wires from the engine to the main harness. And then I also put on the oil tank and connected these wires. Well, I'm going to be removing this later anyways. I just did it for the hell of it because I'm doing the oil tank delete. So I'll be removing that later, but for now it's connected. The spark plug wires connected, but I got to address the spark plug. I think it's the wrong one. This says B7ES. I'm not sure if that's the right one for this Blaster, because I had 2 spark plugs in here. I had that one, And then I also had a B8 ES. My last motorcycle, which was a Yamaha DT400, ran this spark plug, which was the B8 ES. So I don't know if this needs that same one or if that one is B7 ES. I guess I have to do a little bit of research and then maybe go get a new one, because I don't remember if this one was very clean or not. Huh, this one doesn't look bad at all. That looks actually really good. So we need to, it'll probably work anyways, you know, even if it's a little bit different. So I looked it up. I guess it does take the B8, but this is what was in there when I got the Blaster, was the B7. So I'm not sure if that had anything to do with the failure of the piston rod, but anyway, so I'll put this B8 in here. This is a used one. I hope it's good. This is just one I've had sitting around, so if it's not good, then we'll go get a new one. And then let's see, next I'm going to probably just put the gas tank back on, and then we'll be almost done here. So I got a little bit more done on the Blaster. I installed the chain, then I put this cover on after, then I put on the shifter lever, I put the exhaust on, I put the front plastic on for the headlight, and then the exhaust wraps over here. I also put the Kickstarter back on. The exhaust is bolted up there. Let's see, I still got to put the oil block off plate on and put the cover on that. I'm waiting for the oil block off plate to come in the mail. Should come today or tomorrow. And let's see. So the clutch is working good. Feels right. Shifter shifting feels right. So yeah, I'll probably just put the front two plastics on, the fenders, put the rear fender on, and then wait for that block off plate to get here. Alright, so I got the rear fenders on, front fenders on, and that's the last thing I need to do right before I put the oil block off plate, and then we'll be done. So I got the block off plate in the mail today. That's the last thing I needed to complete this build. Just got to put it right there, and then all I will need is gas, and that's it. Oh, and put oil in the transmission, and gas, and that's it, and then we can start it up. So it's pretty much just the metal plate, gasket, 2 screws, and that little block plug, and that's it. Awesome, now the block off plate is on, it's looking good. Now I just got to put this cover and we can use our new bolts. Alright, oil pump cover is on. Looks pretty nice with those stainless steel bolts. And then we also put the little rubber thing that came with the oil block off on the little inlet where the oil went into the carburetor. Yeah, so this thing is 100% complete now. Now we just got to put some gas in it and some oil in the transmission, and we can start it up. Well, we're at the last step. Gas, oil, and this little thing helps you to get your ratios down, you know, easy, no guesswork at all. It just says right there, just pour that in there to where you want it, then pour it in there, and then we'll shake it up, and we will put it on the Blaster. Well, now I don't even know if I want to start it anymore, because I was going to re-oil the air filter that was in the bike with this shit. But once I took the air filter out of the bike, it's literally falling apart in my hands. Like, look at this shit. I didn't do that. I just picked it up and it just started falling apart. And now I'm not really sure if I should start the bike, because I don't want it to suck up any of this crap into the motor. That sucks. I knew I should have ordered an air filter a long time ago, but I didn't because I figured maybe the one that was in the bike was still good for a little bit longer, but nope. This thing is so brittle. Look at that shit, it's just falling apart. Anyways, I'm going to get a new air filter. I mean, I could start the bike without an air filter, obviously, but I really don't want to. Not really trying to suck up any crap in there. We'll see. Now there's another problem. I just put gas in it and the fucking fuel petcock is fucked up. It has a bad seal. Damn. Well, now I'm draining gas back out of the gas tank because now I'm going to have to buy the new fuel petcock, and I also noticed the fuel line going from the fuel petcock to the carburetor has a crack in it also. So I got to buy that also, and yeah, I mean this could have been prevented if I would have checked to see if the gas tank leaks or not, but I figured it doesn't. But I figured the only reason why the people that had this stopped riding it was because the motor seized. So I figured if the motor seized, everything else was good because they were still riding it. But obviously that's not true, and a lot of shit was fucked up on this bike. So that's just one more thing I got to get now. So now I need to get the air filter, fuel petcock, and a fuel line, and then we can see if this thing will start. But now my fucking garage smells like straight gas because it's just gas all over the place. It's retarded. Alright, I'm back. It's the next day. So yeah, we had that issue with the gas leaking out of the petcock and the air filter falling apart, which was a bummer because I really wanted to start it yesterday. But, you know, those things happened. So today I went and picked up some parts from the dirt bike shop. So yeah, let me show you what I got. Brand new air filter. They didn't have an OEM one, but they did have this uni one, which proved to be better than OEM probably. And then we got a brand new fuel petcock. I tried to find a rebuild kit, but I couldn't get one, so got a brand new one. So this thing should work perfect. And then also I had to get a fuel line because the fuel line that was coming off of this petcock going to the gas tank was also cracked and leaking gas. So that's why I got this. So now we should really be ready to go and start this thing. So let me get these things on and we'll go from there. Old petcock, hella dirty, crack in the line. Got the new petcock installed. Looking good. The new line's on now. Alright. Gas tank installed. Fuel line installed. So before we put this filter on, we gotta oil it with the oil for it. That helps catch all the debris and shit when it gets in your filter. I'm just gonna put some gloves on, spray it all up, and just kind of work it into it. Alright, filter's all oiled up. Got the cage inside of it. Now we can take it, put it back in the bike. And then I'll find the bolt that goes to it, which I believe is right here. One of these bolts. I gotta figure out which bolt it is. Alright, everything's back together now. Fuel tank's fixed, got our fuel line, air filter's installed, plastics are back on. Now we can finally start it, or try to start it. been kicking this thing like 1,000 times.
I know.
It's not that loud though. Alright, so I got it to idle on its own by messing around with this screw here. I'm not sure if that's what did it, but I kind of just tightened it clockwise twice, and it's idling by itself, but it still doesn't want to rev. I don't know if it just needs to warm up or what, but it wants to idle. Sounds like that's like an idle screw or something. So it's probably not going to help anything. I'm wondering if this is a Torx issue. I don't know anything about Torx, but maybe this is what the reason why people delete it. I don't know. Alright, so as you see, it idles perfect, but it just completely bogs as soon as you give it any throttle. So I just changed the spark plug to a different one, and there was no difference. So I know it's not the spark plug. I also disconnected the e-brake electrical line, and there was no difference there. So I figured, and I figured there's no way it could be an air issue, an intake issue, because I have a brand new filter on it. I mean, I did soak it up with a lot of oil. I don't know if that has something to do with it. But, so I had the stock cover on, and obviously it's bogging. So I just took the 4 bolts out of this, took it off all completely, and then started it. And now it revs way, way, way better. Like, way better, just with this off. Now, why is that? I have no clue. I'm gonna see if this hose maybe is clogged. So I just loosened it, or actually, I loosened it a little. Okay, it doesn't seem to be clogged on that side. This side's not clogged. So I don't get it. That doesn't make any sense because from the factory it should be able to pull enough air through here, but with it on the bike it doesn't work. Now maybe there's another way I can get more air. So for now I'm just going to leave this off and then put the seat back on because it still has the air filter, so it's still, you know, filtering the air, I guess. I guess the other cover is more for water issues. Okay, seat back on. So with that intake cover off, I'm going to try it one more time and it does seem to sound, it sounds way better. Alright, so as you've seen, I had no luck getting it to rev on its own like it should. It idles perfect, but as far as it revving, it just doesn't want to do it. It seems like it's not getting enough air, or it's getting too much air, or there's not enough back pressure, or there's too much back pressure. I don't know. I can't figure it out. The one thing that did kind of help was taking the top of that air filter box off. It allowed it to rev a lot higher than it was when it was on. So maybe it's something to do with the reed valves. Maybe they're not working properly. Or there's just, I don't know, the air filter's new. It's got a lot of oil in it, but it's still new, you know. So maybe it's an issue with getting air in, or maybe there's a leak or something. But I give up for right now. I'm just gonna watch other videos and maybe I can learn something. Maybe I should do a tours delete. I don't know right now, but just if you did listen to how the bike sounded, if you have any advice, maybe chime in a little bit. Yeah, but that's it for tonight. I give up for tonight. So yeah.